thinkers. There is an innate nature in us, or the craving in us is whenever the new term comes, we pass the resolution. And we also make a vow, hey, this time I want to do it really better. I want to do much better. And then I want to do something very great. New beginning, we want to do. But something else happens in between. And then we are not able to achieve the goal. This goes back to our old, growing years tendency. When you buy a new notebook, and then we started writing the notebook, what happens? 4 or 5 pages, we start writing very well. Our handwriting is so good. By the time you go to the 6th or 7th page, you see you can't differentiate between your signature and the handwriting. Why? Basically because we are not able to maintain the newness for a long time. We are not able to sustain the newness. That's the problem. So the secret of greatness is, how do we sustain the newness? How can we make this temporary height to be permanent? Even in our chapter, how do you make that? The great thinkers say, we have got human nature, by nature, we have got 5 levels of personalities. You can note it down now. 5 levels of personality which we have. These 5 levels of personality only you have to have a complete holistic growth. Number 1, physical level. The second level is called mental level. The third level is called intellectual level. The fourth level is called emotional level. Fifth one is called spiritual level. The first one is a physical level. When we say physical personality has got a fantastic growth, then the newness can be maintained. Sustenance can happen. Whatever you want to achieve in your life, you have to go through a body called you have to go through a vehicle called body. Whatever you want to achieve, the body doesn't cooperate, you cannot do anything at all. So we have to take care of the physical body is the most important. That is what all the legendary people, first they take care of the physical body first. That's why physical level is very important. The second level is also talked about the mind level. Mind level is the mind of the man of the mind of the man is the man. If you want to really change the man, change the mind. The quality of the mind depends upon the quality of your thoughts. That's what he also said. The quality of the thoughts depends upon the quality of vocabulary or the language we use in our communication, either in day-to-day setting with the one-to-one or in the group setting. If the quality of thoughts, the language is there, it should inspire, empower us. If there is inspiring and empower us, our communication is good. Then the newness can be maintained for a long time. The sustenance can happen. All the legendary people see to it that mental level is really good to this top level. The third one is the intellectual level. What is really human nature, human intellect require one good value system. So we all should be guided by one value system, at least universal value system. You don't need to have a very big lot of varieties of human value system. One level, I will live by my commitment, what I give. Whatever commitment which you give it to the client, if you live by it, the human system which we have, the intellectual, if you prove it, the newness can be maintained. This is what the thinkers they say. This is the latest research. The fourth one is basically emotional level. Man by nature has got living by either positive emotion or negative emotions. We have to observe ourselves in every day of life. Are we living by the positive emotions or negative emotions? What it is your dominant positive emotions there? Whether it is a positive emotion, negative emotion. Positive emotions inspire you. Achieve through the goal. Newness can be maintained for a long time. Then finally about the spiritual level. When I say spiritual, it doesn't mean the scriptures or the God. The power of doing comes from the power of non-doing. Just observing silence. The too much, this sensory overloading is happening because of the technology which we are having. So much overload. Technology really impairing the human system. So what happened? Our attention span is coming down. Focus is not there. So that's what all the legendary people, they say, abstain from this technology for some time, at least every day. And then observe silence. So this will take the 5 levels of that. When they say 5 level, they also give 3 tips to the people. How they can really meet them. The 3 tips. First is actually, you have to have, renew your perception. Renew your perception about place, your people, your event, anything, renew perception. Your own chapter. renew your fellow members. Because when you renew your perception, what happened? Whatever you achieved in the past, your past glory doesn't deserve the present applause. You have to achieve again. That's very important. Past can be only in memory. It's not a thing at all. It can be taken as a reference point to construct a new future. So that's the first one, renew your perception, they say. Then the second one, what say? Be open to new ideas, new collaborations, and the new tie-ups. The days are gone where the big eating the small. The days have come, the speed eating the small. So we have to open the ideas. What is your idea about that? That the third one, which is acquire one new skill every year. That's why he said one of the core values, which he's also talked about, the constant learning, lifelong learning. How are you going to teach our fellow members week on week in a detailed way? So these are the three things which is most important. So I would like to tell you one successful, highly successful things which has happened in the world. As a story, all the three together, holistic way. A businessman prepared a beautiful business idea, a business proposal he has made. He thought he was really very successful. It's a viable idea. So he went to the top 2 levels of university, Stanford University and then Harvard University. He presented it there. The professors of the university, they said, it is not at all workable, rejected. They rejected the whole things. But the person, what he did was he told to himself, hey, the professors of the university, they know only the theory of the management. They are teaching the theory of management. Whereas the entrepreneurs, we know how to execute their ideas. So if they have the executional capability, they would have not have become a professor, they are the entrepreneurs. Now, let me execute this idea itself, whatever happens. So when we start executing the idea, there are only the first day we executed, only 7 transactions happened. Out of these 7 transactions, 5 transactions executed on himself. The 2 transactions only made as a commercial. Ladies and gentlemen, the transaction which has really happened, the proposal, the idea which he gave it to them, it is an alternative to US mail service. There was never ever believed in US, there can be alternative to US mail service. So he said, immediately he called the core group people. Now we have achieved 2 transactions. There are people who are ready to trust us. Can we take them through to 1 million transaction? So he made it into the history goes, it says this. The 2 people who trusted the organization, it's called Federal Express, FedEx. The history speaks. Now, their turnover of the company is more than the GDP of many countries. They possess properties, what the assets which we have, the ships and aircraft, much, much more than the countries which they have on the outside. Now, what is it he did? He was renewing his perception. He is open to new ideas. He was actually killed. Because 2 people trusted it, 2 to $1 million, 1 million transaction you made. The history is so that. So what is it we learn from you? What's your idea? What's your perception about yourself? What's your idea about you? What's your idea about your own chapter? That's what we have to think about. Thank you.